In the heart of Mali's Sahel, the ancient Baobab trees stood as sentinels of resilience. Under their vast canopies, Sadio, a young herbalist, listened intently as her grandmother, Aminata, recounted the tree's secrets. "The baobab is more than a tree," Aminata said, gesturing to its massive trunk, which seemed to hold up the sky. Its bark was rough and dappled, a living testament to centuries of survival. "It's a library, a healer, and a teacher. Its branches cradle the birds, its fruit feeds the hungry, and its roots draw life from the driest soil. If we learn from it, we can solve problems no one thought possible." Inspired by her grandmother's words, Sadio, who was also a tech enthusiast, began developing a groundbreaking system called the Baobab resonance, a unique network of energy-conducting fibers embedded in the soil. This new technology mimicked the way baobabs stored water and nutrients, harnessing natural vibrations in the earth to create a decentralized farming network. "Imagine if we could farm the way the baobab thrives," Sadio told her best friend, Keita, a resourceful tinkerer. "We'd never have to worry about food insecurity again." Sadio and Keita worked tirelessly to combine traditional knowledge with futuristic technology. Their workshop was a fusion of ancient wisdom and innovative science. Gourds and dried herbs shared space with glowing energy conduits and vibrating quartz crystals. Keita designed a system of nodes made from ethically sourced materials that could conduct energy through the ground. These nodes, when activated, created a network connecting farms and fields. Each node vibrated in harmony with natural frequencies, transmitting information about soil health, moisture levels, and optimal planting times. Farmers could access this data through simple handheld devices that glowed softly with updates. One day, as the first network prototype activated, the resonance system emitted a deep, soothing hum that seemed to align with the rhythm of the earth itself. Sadio smiled as the device displayed its first message. "The soil hums with life. Plant millet here and it will thrive." "Is it supposed to sound like it's singing to us?" Keita asked, raising an eyebrow. "Why not?" Sadio replied. "The earth deserves to serenade us a little." Act 3. The Threat from Afar. News of Baobab resonance spread quickly, attracting attention from international corporations. One company, Agritech Global, approached Sadio with a lucrative offer to buy the technology. "This system could revolutionize agriculture worldwide," said one of their representatives, a sharply dressed man with a confident smile. "Imagine what we could achieve together. With our resources, we could scale this innovation to reach millions in record time." But Sadio sensed the underlying danger. She had read reports of Agritech Global monopolizing systems in other regions, often leaving local farmers dependent on expensive proprietary tools. "What happens when it's no longer accessible to the people who need it most?" she asked, her tone firm. The representative's smile faltered. "Efficiency and profitability go hand in hand," he said smoothly. "Think of the impact on the global stage." "This isn't about global profits," Sadio said. "It's about local empowerment." When Sadio refused the offer, Agritech Global launched a smear campaign, spreading misinformation about Baobab resonance's reliability. Farmers began to hesitate, unsure whether to trust the new technology. "We need to prove its worth," Sadio said to Keita, determination lighting her eyes, "not just to the world, but to our own people." Determined to gain the trust of Mali's farmers, Sadio and Keita traveled to remote villages, demonstrating how Baobab resonance worked. They partnered with elders who shared traditional farming methods that were incorporated into the system. One elder, Mamadou, was skeptical at first. "A machine cannot feel the land the way we do," he said. "But it can amplify your wisdom," Sadio replied. "Think of it as a drum, echoing your rhythm across the fields." Mamadou agreed to test the system on his land. Baobab resonance recommended alternating rows of sorghum and groundnuts to maximize nutrient use, as well as digging shallow channels to capture rainwater. Over the next season, his crops flourished, producing yields far beyond his expectations. Word spread quickly, and soon other farmers wanted to try the system. In another village, children gathered around the glowing nodes, fascinated by their hums and soft lights. Sadio designed interactive lessons that used the system to teach sustainable farming practices. The children nicknamed the technology Mama Baobab and loved when it chimed with phrases like healthy soil, happy plants. One precocious child, Amadou, even tried to mimic the humming by making his own clay node. When it cracked, he exclaimed, "Mama Baobab needs better singing lessons." The laughter was contagious. As Baobab resonance gained popularity, Agritech Global escalated its efforts. They attempted to sabotage the network by disrupting its energy frequencies, causing temporary failures in the nodes. Keita worked around the clock to recalibrate the system. He fortified the nodes with protective layers of conductive minerals, ensuring they could withstand interference. Meanwhile, Sadio reached out to allies in Senegal, Ethiopia, and Brazil, forming a coalition to safeguard and share the technology ethically. "We're not just protecting a system," Sadio said during a virtual summit. "We're protecting the idea that innovation belongs to everyone." In the middle of a crisis meeting, one of the nodes began humming a jumbled tune. Keita laughed and said, "Even the nodes are protesting Agritech Global now." The coalition launched the Baobab Network, a platform where countries could share agricultural technologies inspired by Baobab resonance. The network emphasized accessibility and sustainability, ensuring no single entity could dominate. In Brazil, the system helped cacao farmers balance soil pH and manage shade canopies for optimal growth. In India, it guided rice farmers through monsoon planting strategies. In Madagascar, the network rejuvenated mangrove forests, blending local knowledge of tidal patterns with the resonance system's precision. These successes showcased how innovation rooted in community values could transform lives globally. Sadio and Keita's vision had become a worldwide movement, uniting cultures through shared goals. At an international conference, Sadio presented the journey of Baobab resonance. As she concluded, the audience rose in applause, inspired by the harmony of tradition and technology. Back in Mali, Baobab resonance became a cornerstone of everyday life. Farmers relied on its guidance, herbalists consulted its plant data, and schools used it as a teaching tool. One evening, under the glowing lights of a baobab tree, Sadio reflected on their journey. "This tree has stood for centuries," she said, "and now its wisdom will guide the world for centuries more." Keita grinned. "And its singing nodes will keep us entertained." As if on cue, the nearest node hummed softly. The land sings when nurtured. Let it echo through generations. In celebration, the community organized a festival under the baobabs, with music, dancing, and a feast showcasing the fruits of their labor. Children played games inspired by baobab resonance, and elders shared stories of resilience and hope. It was a reminder that innovation, when rooted in respect for tradition and community, could bring light and laughter to even the driest soil.